In today's video, we'll be exploring 10 surprising facts about hell houses. If you've ever been to a haunted house experience, you'll know they can leave you trembling in fear. But what about haunted houses that focus on real earthly terrors and sins? Well, believe it or not, they actually exist and they're called hell houses. Welcome back to FTD Facts. I'm Sarah Carvalho, and today we'll be exploring 10 surprising facts about hell houses. So if you've never heard about them, stick around. All right, starting off at number 10, obviously, what is a hell house? Well, hell houses are haunted attractions typically run by evangelical Protestant churches. Like a conventional haunted house attraction, they are a space set aside for actors to frighten patrons with gruesome exhibits and scenes presented as a series of short vignettes with a narrated guide. Unlike haunted houses, though, hell houses focus on real-life situations and the effects of sin or the fate of unrepentant sinners in the afterlife. But when did hell houses first start appearing? Well, the concept of hell houses was first popularized by Jerry Falwell in the 1970s, but only seriously took off in the 90s and 2000s when evangelical churches around the country made them an annual staple of their ministry. But it was their tackling of highly sensitive social issues that made them a consistent source of controversy among communities. For example, the Trinity Church Hell House became one of the most notorious when in 1999 it recreated the Columbine school tragedy a mere 6 months after it happened. The church portrayed the shooters as agents of Satan, aiming to terminate all the Christian students. Alright, so as I mentioned before, the whole concept of the hell house generally focuses on the idea of sin by demonizing actions, behaviors, and ways of life that the church does not agree with. For example, hell house rooms or stations might address topics such as same-sex marriage, pregnancy termination, extramarital and premarital relations, the use of illegal substances, raving and excessive partying, online dating, and taking one's own life. Other hell houses might focus more specifically on themes such as the 7 deadly sins, which are envy, gluttony, greed, lust, pride, sloth, and wrath. Now, you might be wondering to yourself, what's the point? Why do these exist? What is the mission? Well, hell houses typically emphasize the belief that those who do not repent of their sins and choose to follow Christ are condemned to hell. The overall purpose of a hell house isn't just to scare visitors. Churches actually want to make people so afraid for their souls that they join the congregation. Evangelicals operating hell houses believe that they're scaring audiences into turning their souls over to God by exposing what they consider to be modern sins. Many believe that hosting these hell houses is a commandment of love from the Bible, because in the book of Jude, the Bible instructs believers to have mercy on those who doubt, save others by snatching them from the fire, and still to others show mercy tempted with fear. All right, up next, let's talk about conversion. As I mentioned briefly in the last fact, evangelical hell houses aim to scare visitors so severely that they fear for their souls and want to convert to the church. First-hand visitor accounts claim that at the end of every hell house, a moment exists where organizers remind the audience that the only way to escape the terrifying fate of the evil in the world is by accepting Jesus Christ. But get this, before asking if they're ready to convert, organizers take visitors through quite a frightening ordeal. The audience is inundated with terrifying images, loud noises, and disorienting lights, or total pitch darkness. At a hell house in Cedar Valley, Texas, guides led audiences through a pitch black hallway while workers banged on pieces of metal, flashed lights in their faces, and pumped sounds of blood-curdling screams through the sound system, a practice similar to how cults break down new members. Not sure how I feel about that. All right, and at the halfway point in today's video, up at number 5, when can you visit a hell house? With all of the energy, manpower, and gruesome portrayals involved in hosting hell houses, it's no surprise to learn that these terrifying attractions are not open all year round. It appears as though most hell houses seem to pop up and open for visits in the days preceding the celebrations of Halloween in some parts of the United States. Now, something else you might be wondering, do all evangelicals believe this? Do they all agree with this? And the short answer is no. Not every evangelical is on board with the purpose of hell houses. Many Christians feel hosting a haunted house full of violent acts serves as a gross misrepresentation of their core values. Timothy George, chairman of the Charles Colson Center for Christian Worldview, criticized hell houses, stating, "It may be that some young people will find their way to the genuine faith through such ghoulish shenanigans, but their overall import is a distortion of the gospel. Those who indulge in such displays are taking something serious, eternal, and consequential and treating it with the finesse of a butcher trying to do a brain surgery. In the process, they trivialize evil and domesticate grace." Now, another criticism of these hell houses is the misuse of church funds. Along with those who disagree with the use of hell houses to teach about evil and grace, there are also those like Reverend J.T. Tucker who believe ministries that possess enough money to run a haunted house are misusing their funds. He also thinks the shock of violence in a hell house doesn't stick with the viewer for that long, and anyone who does decide to join the church after being led through one will likely leave as quickly as they joined. He believes that trying to scare people into a decision this big is very wrong. If you consider all the money along with the ministry hours needed to put these events together, if they would simply refocus the time and money on missions and properly educating people, they would have a lot bigger return in terms of gaining new converts. And of course, we've got to present both perspectives. So while there are many reasons to disagree with the existence of hell houses, there are obviously those that believe that hell houses are the greatest tool that the church has to educate and convert non-followers. One church representative commented, "It's the greatest evangelical tool that we have as a church. We reach a lot of unchurched people," said Sharon Reagan, Central Baptist's music director. In 2014, she said there were 1,997 attendees, and of those people, 487 were made decisions towards Christ. The cast of 50, drawn from the church's congregation of about 550, had rehearsed since August and performed about 18 shows on busy nights when groups came through every couple of minutes. It's quite shocking to hear how many people actually attend these hell houses every year. All right, this next one was quite a shocker for me, maybe for you too. We're going to be talking about the hell house kit. So yes, if things that I've shared with you today already weren't shocking enough, you would be surprised to learn that there are actual hell house kits for sale to help church organizations set up their own experiences. If you want to start your own hell house, a few different ways exist. So apparently you can buy a one-year membership to Judgment House for $568. Now, this fee pays for a script that can be used as many times as necessary and the Judgment House logo. The Atlantic notes that you'll need 6 months of prep time and at least 50 volunteers to put on this show. Now, if that's too much money for you, in 1999, the New York Times reported Reverend Keenan Roberts of the Abundant Life Christian Center in Arvada, Colorado, was selling a hell house kit for $299, which came with scripts and an instructions manual. I don't know about you, I'm not too interested in setting anything up like that anytime soon. All right, friends, that brings us to the end of today's video on 10 surprising facts about hell houses. Thanks for sticking around. Let me know in the comments below, which of today's facts did you find the most shocking or disturbing about hell houses? And as always, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to share your love, and we'll catch you right back here next time for more facts. See ya.